heart to connect with the older children in this one. Finishing church service this morning, what I admire the most about my walk with Jesus and getting closer and building my relationship with God is that I have understood how he has always been there for me, even when I didn't realize, especially being the oldest child in a single parent home. And this may be for the single parents as well too. I think it's important for everybody to understand how being the oldest child shapes you and your identity in the earth, but it also can sometimes counteract with the identity that God has given us, but it also can bring out the things that we might have suppressed at a younger age, helping everybody else in the role that we had to play. And so I know for me, single parent household, God bless my mom for everything that she's done. She sacrificed so much for us. And what I have realized in just listening to God today is that I remember in the Bible, I'm still learning, so don't crucify me in the messages in the comments. But in the aspect of, the oldest son goes to God and all that stuff, that's like in the Old Testament. But what I am starting to understand is that I have always had a father. I always had somebody else that was there. Even though I was in the position of filling in somebody else's shoes that were not there, it also brought me closer to God as I have gotten older. And it has been very fulfilling to know that while I put myself in somebody else's shoes by default, helping with my siblings and helping with the household, he was always behind me, helping me. And then when it got to the point of my life when I had to let my family go, and not like let them go and leave them behind, but like actually say, hey God, you see what my family is going through, you see what they're experiencing, I can't do this anymore. The weight is too heavy. I don't know how I'm supposed to do this and do these things that you are calling me, so I have to give them to you. And I have just seen so much change in that because God reminded me that I am not God. I have never been God, and I will never be God. I was only there to serve a purpose in that season while I was in the home, to be an example of what it looks like to have this type of relationship, but also serve with an unconditional heart, in the aspect of knowing that I was helping somebody else in their season, in their time of need, regardless if I was going to get something back in return. And older siblings, we sometimes are forgotten about in that aspect because it's expected of us. It's expected of us to take care of our siblings, even though we didn't, ask for siblings. It's expected of us to take care on that role. But it builds a level of mentality that says, you know what? I have a purpose. I'm meant to be here for a reason, and I am also deserving of everything that I'm helping my family with. And I have found so much power in that now that I am older, in a season of my life where I'm turning 30, and I really am focused on what my path is and releasing the things that I have done so far for others up until this point. Now, before I used to have resentment, like, I'm doing this, and nobody's acknowledging me. Nobody sees what I've gone through. Nobody sees the weight on my shoulders. Nobody understands that I see all of y'all, but y'all don't see all of me. And it's just, I don't worry about you. You do so well. You're so strong, and da-da-da-da this, and da-da-da-da this. I know you got it. But there's a misconception. We don't got it. We did it. Jesus had us behind the scenes. He was our strength. He was talking to us. Help your siblings. Do this for your mom. Do this. Help do this. Do that. Do this. Do that. And it just becomes like a role that we play, and on the outside, sometimes it's hard to talk about because this is a topic that is not talked about in the world. And older siblings need to stay together, especially in single parent households, because we are already in a higher identity at a young age that we do not understand until God calls us to focus on the purpose he put on our life while we have already serviced and helped somebody in their season. And so, man, and even now, getting ready to turn 30, I have been tending to my, oh Lord, oh no, I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going. I haven't passed the church yet, the old place. But we have, now it's, feeding my inner child now. Like, I mean, really feeding my inner child. And it's very difficult because we are so responsible in our mind as an older sibling. We always make sure that somebody else is good before we're good. And I challenge everybody who's listening to this, just pause for a moment and ask yourself, how good does that do for other people? If we just keep going and going and going, but we do not take time to fulfill the part of our lives where God is calling us to release and step into our shoes so that we can be in the position to receive the blessing that He has for us. He has blessed us through others, and He has blessed others through us. And now it is okay to say, it's my turn. It's my turn. It's not selfish, it's needed. Because imagine if we just keep pouring from an empty cup, showing our siblings an example. That's when we become not impeccable with our word. We are leading from an empty cup, and we just start feel so undeserving of what we want because we've helped everybody accomplish what they were working towards, and we forgot about us. So I encourage every older sibling that at some point in your life, you're going to have to love you more. You're going to have to release. You're going to have to say, God, I did most of my part. I did most of my part. I pray I did all I was supposed to do, and forgive me my sins, my mistakes, because I'm not perfect. I have not always led my siblings down the right path. However, I remain committed to showing my siblings that there is a greater world out there if they just believe in themselves and actually take a chance on their love and their relationship with God and Jesus. And so, I may not even not record this again. I don't know. I just didn't like the lighting, but the lighting seems to be okay. Let's see what happens if I brighten this up a little bit more. It didn't make too much of a difference, so I'm still gonna see what it looks like when I get home and I edit, or if I'm gonna redo this while I'm in front of a better lighting. However, I'm really excited to see what comes out of this channel that God has called me to do. I have a voice. Older child, you have a voice. Do not suppress that voice anymore. You are deserving of speaking up for yourself. You are deserving of not letting anybody push you to the side so that they can get their things done first. You are deserving, and I need you to know that. Even if you come from a household where you have your two parents, you still have some responsibilities put on you, honey. And if you didn't, because my oldest children, okay, let me tell you something. I am excited to do things differently and show my family what is possible by doing things differently. And no generation behind us was wrong. It's just a matter of learning, implementing, and taking action to do things differently with the knowledge that I now have. That's all that it is. And I'm excited to show my mom all the hard work that she put in for us. It did pay off. My siblings, all the sacrifices, all the heartache, or the anything that we've experienced, God knew it was going to happen. Whether if it was good or bad, trauma, He was there with us. And He is turning it around in our favor to really, really be who He has called us to be. So older siblings, we have to stay together. We need to encourage each other that it's okay to take your life and give it to God and let Him move mountains for you. Your family is okay. Give your family to Him. Pray over them. It is your time to shine. It is your time. It is your time. It is your time. It is my time. And when we shine, imagine what that will do for our siblings. Imagine what that will do for our family. Imagine what that would do for our kids. Imagine what that would do for our family in the future. We get to show our parents that all of their hard work wasn't wasted. And all that God has called us to do, we actually stood up and walked into that. Because we released. We stopped playing the role of Him and we released. You are deserving of that. That gives me chills because, woo, I needed that. So older siblings, unite, hit subscribe, comment, say whatever you want to say. Let's make best friends out of each other because, baby, we need each other. Especially if you're single, honey. I'm single, okay? Okay? Any man who comes into my life needs to understand the role of what the older sibling has to play because, baby, I'm not babying nobody. Okay? I need somebody by my side. No, honey. That's a topic for another day. But I'm on my way to my second church service. You guys, I think I'm going to do something drastic for my birthday. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. And I'm excited. I hope you guys have a blessed day. And I love you guys.